guys, Eva here, and today finally I am doing my winter 2019 book haul, meaning that I'm gonna show you all the books, manga, graphic novels that I've accumulated in the last 3-4 months. And now it's almost the end of March. We are past the 20th of March. And I received a few books from my birthday at the end of February. I think I received them all. If not, and some are missing, I'll just put them in my spring book haul. I didn't want to wait anymore. I had enough. I'm gonna pick up all the packages which I avoided opening just to show you guys while I open them. I know that many people love unpackings, so yeah, I resisted like for months before opening them for you here on camera, so yay me. And also I have a whole box with books that instead are not in packages, so I will probably start with those. Before that, I will show you all the books and all the packages so you can have an idea of what's going on here. This is gonna be quite a long video, so grab a snack, a drink, something, because this is gonna take a while. And this is actually what I'm talking about with I've accumulated a few books throughout the months, and so we are talking about this. You see me? Okay, I'm gonna move the packages on the bed so we can see the books in the box first, and then we will do the unpacking, okay? Wait, I have actually books that are not even in the box because I couldn't fit them inside anymore. Let's start with these. I didn't divide graphic novels and manga and books, so I'm sorry, but they're gonna be all mixed up for this time. Just go with it, I'm sorry. I will start with a book that actually was gifted to me. I've met this friend for the first time in my life. We have been like knowing each other through internet for a few months, actually almost a year, and then we finally meet up, and he gave me a book. So he came at the meeting with a book for me because he knew I loved reading. And so I was so touched because it was like no one who knows me like ever gave me a book like out of the blue for no reason, if I didn't ask for my birthday or something like that. That was my first time as like basically someone that I'd never met in my life gifted me a book. I was like, where have you been all my life? Like, this is amazing. Like, you're the most amazing friend I have right now. He said that he basically doesn't know anything about books, but he went in a bookshop and just asked for a recommendation. And so a girl working there suggested The Librarian by Sally Vickers. This is a literary fiction book, for what I gather from a synopsis. It takes place in 1958, so post-war, and it's about this woman that starts working in this small town as a librarian, and then she starts having an affair with the married GP, and she also befriends his daughter. And so it is about, so it is a literary fiction, but it's about books. It's a book about books, which sounds awesome, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading this, and hopefully I will love it, since it has a special place in my heart for that reason, because it was my first gifted book, unrequested, or I didn't ask for, and so on. Then I've got, that I actually bought before my birthday, the next 3 volumes in the Dawn of the Arcana series. So I've got volume 4, volume 5, sorry the light, and volume 6. And if you've been following me, I love this manga series, the Shoujo beat manga series, a fantasy about this girl that has to marry this kind of douchebag from another kingdom in order to maintain peace between the kingdoms. Still not grasped completely her background, where she comes from, but anyway, I love her, and I actually love her douchebag husband. Is like my ultimate crush. So yeah, I am collecting the series. Is 13 volumes in total, I think. A new series that I'm actually starting is The Woods by James Tynion, for the 4th, and Michael Dialinas. I don't know, sorry if I'm butchering your name, guys. And this is The Arrow volume 1, and it's about this bunch of kids that are lost in the woods. I'll show you some of the art. The school that goes on a trip and they get lost and they have no idea where they are, but they are in these magical woods and they have to find their way out, I guess. Then I found in a charity shop The Dry by Jane Harper, and I think this is a mystery thriller which is quite hyped right now, and I really don't know the synopsis. I just think it's about this detective that goes back to his hometown or her hometown, and basically there is this family that has been murdered. The detective was familiar with it, so she helps resolving the case. I don't even know if there is a guy or a girl in the series. I think it is a series though, so there are more than one book, but every book has a different mystery, as many crime novels I have. But the problem with this was this thing. So I tried to take the sticker off. I know, which brought me to buy this. So I got this idea that since this was not coming off, so I tried it anyway, and even if I can take these white bits out, there's gonna be a stain. So I decided to put my own stickers on. So I bought these on Wish, which is kind of a black hole. It's this online website where you can find and buy basically anything for pretty cheap, and yeah, the quality is not great, but I mean, it's stickers, so you know. So I bought all these stickers, and now I'm gonna choose one. I'm gonna put it on the book, and then we all live happily ever after. So if I have to see a sticker, at least it's a sticker that I chose. I will put this up. So it looks like this. Yeah, it covers a little bit the name of the author, but it's inside, so it's not a problem. And yeah, I know it's not the best, but I definitely prefer to see the Joker than that round, horrible sticker. At least it's kind of like my mark on the book, which is fine. Yeah, looking forward to reading this. Then I've bought another copy of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Did I need this? No, because I had already a copy. Is this copy better than the one I have? Kind of. That's why I've got it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep both, but I preferred these to mine. I preferred these to the other one that I found in a charity shop. Found these in another charity shop for £1. So I got a modern classic. It is a great book. Is definitely a book that I loved, and I would count it among my favorite ones. And it's about this woman that remarries this man that has just lost his wife, and they move back to their old house. And let's say that this dead wife is still very much a presence in the house, and there is a gothic atmosphere, and I really loved the writing and the mystery, and it was just a win-win for me with this book, and I definitely wanted to collect a beautiful copy for it. Then found in a charity shop again by Raymond E. Feast, King of Ashes. This is the first volume in the Fairman saga. Never heard of these. This is a fantasy, high fantasy series, and it's about, basically there was this war, there were 5 kingdoms, and then something happens to one of the kingdoms, and now 4 kingdoms are left, but they are on the brink of war. And I think you follow a bunch of characters, among which some assassins and some like blacksmith apprentice, who probably won't remain a blacksmith apprentice. I guess something happens to him and he goes on an adventure. I don't know, I have no idea. This is a huge book. I never heard of this though, and on Goodreads the reviews were not too bad, so for £1 I was in. Then the last book I found in a charity shop, these are The Furies by Kate Lowe. Uncorrected proof, not for sale, but yeah, it was in a charity shop, so I picked it up. Hopefully it's the final draft though, hopefully it doesn't miss anything. But for £1, I don't know anything about the synopsis. There is no synopsis since it's an arc. So I have no idea what this is about. I don't mind actually having an arc. It's a kind of nice arc. So okay, we are in the box. Here the only Italian book that I have is Il gioco del suggeritore by Donato Carrisi, and this was given to me for my birthday, so there is no English translation. I think if there is, it's here, but it's a thriller. Then I have got The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum, which is blurred by Stephen King, and this is a horror thriller. I think it is based on a true story. It's about a bunch of kids that actually torture a girl who happens to be their neighbor, and yeah, it's gonna be a tough read from what I've heard, especially because it is a true story. But yeah, looking forward to this one. Then I've got a very popular one, Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. And this is a first book in a fantasy series, high fantasy series, about this bunch of mercenaries that I'd kind of retired, and then something happens and one of them needs the help of the other, so he looks for them and they go on an adventure. I think they need to save someone, part of the family of one of them. And I've heard amazing things about this. I heard it's sassy and it's adventurous and it's just a lot of fun. So I yet to get my hands on this. Then I got Asking for It, and this is a fictional book. I think it's kind of literary fiction slash dystopian, I'm not sure, but it's about basically this woman. She's really gorgeous, smart, kept in high esteem by all the town until something happens one day and she's all of a sudden marked as a slut. And I think this is also a commentary on modern society and how women are treated. I'm really looking forward to this. I also found this in a charity shop for £1 in a literally, like, it's new. So yeah, book that instead didn't survive time as that one did. I bought this on Amazon under condition of very good. Now, okay, for like 50 cents I won't complain, but still this book is shit. This is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, really famous book again, and it's about, I guess, a bunch of Greek students that go and commit a crime, and they kind of are all assholes and pretentious, and you kind of hate all of them for what I've gathered from other people, but the story is really interesting and I like unlikable characters. So if I love this book, I will definitely give this to a charity shop and buy a better copy, because this is, my book collector heart actually hurts. Then I've got Kill the Dead by Richard Cadre, and this is the second book in the Sandman's Limb series. I love these covers. I had the first one in Italian, so the cover it was totally different, but I like the series with this because I like the style. Basically, it's about this guy that basically goes to hell to avenge her dead girlfriend in the first book. I mean, not in this one, of course. I won't spoil anything for this book, but yeah, it was urban fantasy, but it had a lot to do with hell and the devil, and it was sassy, for grown-ups definitely, and it was one of those narky series with smart-ass protagonists, which I kind of liked, and I remember enjoying the first book, even if it's been years since I've read it, so I might pick that up again, or I might just continue with the series. And I've got The Painted Bird by Jerzy Kosinski. This was originally published in 1965, and it's about this boy that loses his parents or gets abandoned during World War II, and it's about basically his traveling around those lands destroyed by war. I feel like it's kind of also an important book. My library didn't have it, so I had to buy it. I didn't want to buy it because I wanted to see if I liked it before, but yeah, I guess now I bought it. So let's all hope. Then, funny story, I have American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. Now, I bought this book because of the cover. This slide. Because of the cover. It was really cheap, and then I found out why. Because this book is in Polish, if you can tell. So there is no freaking way I'm gonna be able to read this. But I'm still gonna keep it. First of all, no one is gonna buy a Polish book in England. Like, there are millions of people selling this book because they found it was in Polish. Bad marketing on Amazon, because they should have told me, but I still love the cover, so I might display this, even if, you know, I'm not gonna read this copy at least. Then I've got, Donna Tartt, The Little Friend. I almost picked this up again because I didn't remember that I already bought it in a charity shop. So I found this in a charity shop, and last week I went to a charity shop again and I almost picked this up, but I was not sure, so I didn't. Yay me. And this is another book by Donna Tartt. It's pretty popular as well. I think it's about this girl, many years after her brother has been killed, goes off and trying to find the killer and resolve the murder. Sarah Waters, Fingersmith. This is female romance, for what I've gathered, and it's about this lady who is a thief. She falls in love with somebody. I guess at that time in 1862 was kind of not really approved of. So I've heard amazing things about the writing and this story especially. I've read another book by her which I didn't love, but this is her best work as far as people tell. So really looking forward to this. Then I have a kind of old series. I just missed one volume, you'll see in a second. I have The Stand by Teresa Casa Perkins and Martin. This is a graphic novel adaptation of The Stand by Stephen King. It's a post-apocalyptic book, standalone if I'm not mistaken, and it's about this flu that basically kills 99% of the population, and you follow the survivors. So I have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and then I couldn't get my hands on volume 4 because it costs like literally £60. I'm not gonna spend £60 for a series that I like but I don't love. So I proceeded to buy volume 5 and volume 6, so I have all the volumes apart from volume 4. Now, if you know where I can get my hands on one of those for cheap, let me know in the comments down below. I will try with my library. I have read up to volume 3, but of course I need to read volume 4 before I can continue and finish the series. Another charity shop finding, we need to talk about Kevin by Lionel Shiver, and this was kind of popular many years ago. It is about a woman recounts how it was to raise this child who, when he was in high school, kind of killed 7 of his fellow students or something like that. So yeah, it's about this woman who raised a killer and questioning herself and the family life. I think this is a fictional book, so I don't think this is taken from real life events. There are many stories that are, but I'm curious to see how it's done, as it's a topic that studying forensic psychology definitely intrigues me. So we will see. Another charity shop finding, Neil Gaiman, The Graveyard Book. I have no idea what this is about, but this is illustrated and for £1, and for £1 was in kind of good condition. And this is about this little kid that basically finds his guardian while visiting this graveyard. So he keeps going back because it's a kind of tough family life, and in there he finds adventures. I don't know anything else about this, but it's illustrated. It was in good condition for £1. It's Neil Gaiman, who is a hit or miss author for me, so hopefully this is a hit. Marina by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, who is a Spanish author who wrote one of my favorite books ever, The Shadow of the Wind. So I found this on Amazon for really cheap, and I will read everything he writes because I love his writing and I love his stories. And this is about this boy that in 1980 in Barcelona he vanishes and for several days. And basically what happens, that synopsis tells us, encounters this girl and they go to a graveyard and they assist a weird ritual about this woman going into an unmarked grave and leaving a red rose. And then they decide to follow her and adventures ensue, I guess. I cannot wait to find out more. I have great expectations, as it's understandable. This is the author who wrote one of my favorite books. I've heard great things about this, and hopefully I love it as much as The Shadow of the Wind, because I doubt I can love it more. Magic by TJ Klune. This is the 3rd book in a high fantasy series who I absolutely love. This is the most funny fantasy series I've ever read. The paperbacks are huge and quite expensive, but it's really worth it. It's the funniest fantasy and one of the funniest books I've ever read. The first book, you follow Sam. Sam is the apprentice of the official wizard of the king. Sam will be the wizard when the prince will ascend to the throne. So he's learning basically from now the official wizard, and he happens to be in love with the captain of the guards, who is betrothed to said prince that one day will become the king he will have to serve. And he has a best friend who is a unicorn with a horn, who's also gay, troll, and it's really heavy on the sexual puns and contents both. So I mean, the humor is not for everybody. It's one of those instances where you can love it or absolutely hate it. For me, I absolutely love it. It is character driven. It's not about really the fantasy elements. It's more about the dialogues and just funny time, and it's just hilarious, bloody funny. So definitely give it a try if you think something that might interest you. I think 4 books are out. This is the 3rd one. As I said, very expensive, so I'm taking my time while buying them. But yeah, looking forward to continue on and get back with Sam, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Dead Mountain, the untold story of the Dilatov Pass incident by Donny Akar, butchering the name. This is a non-fiction book who, as mentioned here, tells the story of the Dilatov Pass incident. Basically, in 1959, a bunch of experienced hikers go on this hiking trip in Russia, and they kind of disappear, and their bodies are found scattered in weird positions and all over the place, many days later, and no one knows what happens, because it doesn't seem like to be an animal attack or some kind of weather issue, like storm or something like that, because first of all, they were really experienced hikers, and also like the way their bodies were found, that suggests that something else went on, and no one could find the truth, basically. So I think the author went back there, examined all the kinds of documents, doctors and police and so on, and he put together a theory which I hope will sound plausible. It's just a theory though, because no one for sure can know. I didn't know this was a thing until I heard someone else speaking about this book and what this was about, and I'm totally curious. I'm totally into this kind of stories. I cannot wait to see what kind of theory he came up with, and hopefully I love it. We have I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. This is a non-fiction book about this woman who gets obsessed with the Golden State Killer, who I don't know nothing about. I will find out with this book, but basically she's not a police officer, if I'm not mistaken. She's just a civilian who just gets obsessed and collects all this kind of proof and things about this serial killer who terrorized California for over a decade, and I think she died of cancer before the Golden State Killer was actually captured. So now the guy who did it is in prison, and I'm really curious to see if she got it right. So if she found out before the police and before anybody else who the culprit was. I think we're gonna be probably afterward by Patton Oswalt, so that will probably tie things up. And this is definitely my jam, my kind of books. Cannot wait for this. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. The box is empty. Let's go to the unpackaging. I feel like it's my birthday again, which is awesome. The book depository one. Why? This smart opening. I don't know if they are really smart and it's just me being fucking stupid, or they're not so easy as we promised. Oh, okay. I bought this book for my birthday. The book is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. This is a Penguin Classic Deluxe Edition. I love this. Now, I've already read this and really liked it. Can you appreciate the copy? And we have buckled edges, which I love. I know people don't like it. I love them. I wish every book had buckled edges. Hate me for it, whatever. I love it. I love these editions. I love the graphics. There were a few editions of this book which were pretty cool, but this one was my favorite, definitely, with like background. I cannot wait to like put this on my shelves. I've already read these, as I said. It's been a while, but I still remember it. It's definitely a good classic. If you're looking for a modern classic, kind of on the crime thriller, if you reckon those genre, you will probably really like this. So I wanted a copy to display on my bookshelves, and now I have a beautiful copy. So yay me! I have an Amazon one. Okay. Oh, okay. We have Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. This is book number 2 in The Calling of Morrigan Crow. The first book is Nevermore. I think it's here someplace. If not, it's on its way. Or I should have bought it. I think I bought it. I'm not sure. I think I did. We will see. But yeah, this is the hardcover version. The reason why I wanted the hardcover version was for this. Can we all drool together? Like, how beautiful this is. I usually, don't care really for hardcovers, even if these days I am getting more into the hardcovers, especially of the books that I love, as they just last longer and they just look more beautiful than the paperbacks most of the times, not always. But this is a middle grade series, and the first book, Nevermore, is about Morrigan. Morrigan, she is marked as a cursed child. So basically, since she was born, people in her town, her family thinks that she brings misfortune. And she's due to die on her 11th birthday, something like that, or 13th birthday, or 13th birthday, I think 11th birthday. And instead of dying, she is whisked off to this magical hotel and a bunch of adventures. And they say it's good because it is good. Didn't give me Harry Potter vibes, but it's still good in its own way. And I don't read many middle grades, but this is a series that I definitely want to continue on. Love the characters and the world. Plus these books they're just eye candy, and I couldn't pass this on. I'm not sure I'm gonna, I kind of want to display these. I don't know. See, I freaking hate this smart opening. Okay, that wasn't too bad. What is this? Oh, okay. This is another one that I received for my birthday. Ah, cute. Inside the paper, this is Ibitsu, which is a manga. So this is a manga.
A few moments later. One eternity later.
I appreciate the fact that it's still in the plastic protection, as book depositories sometimes, books arrive from all over the world, so they can get damaged, so it's fitting. But yeah, this looks awesome. We can see it with the light. Yes, here is okay. And this is basically manga based on an urban legend, Japanese urban legend, I guess. It's about two sisters and one is evil. I have no idea. I really have no idea. Let me see. Show you some of the art. Now, I like manga, but they're really expensive, so I try not to buy too many of them. With this, I took a leap of faith, I guess. I hope I will really love it. Otherwise, I will just sell my copy, because this is a beautiful book. This is a beautiful manga. It's really stunning. So I hope I can keep it and love it. And yeah, I will tell you more in my wrap-ups when I read it. Small one. I think I know what this is. I'm not showing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm continuing. No sticker. We have got a huge sticker. Oh, it's coming off. It's coming off. It's coming off. Pray for me. Pray for me. Oh. I'm continuing collecting Dawn of the Arcana. This is volume 9. So I've showed you before. And I think this is the same thing. I think I bought like 6 volumes in total during these 3 months. So I'm expecting yes, this is volume 7. That was volume 9. I'm expecting volume 8 someplace. And this is volume 8. Hopefully, yes. Ooh. It's very cute. Volume 8, yes. So I just missed volume 10, 11, 12, and 13. And that's gonna be it. So let's open another book depository one, which is not Dawn of the Arcana. I didn't buy those other volumes yet. Oh, okay. We have another bookmark, The Walking Dead, which is pretty cool. I don't watch the series, but that's pretty cool. I got Arm of the Sphinx by Josiah Bancroft. This is book number 2 in a high fantasy series. I've read from the library first book, but I will proceed and buy it because I think it's worth it. I didn't absolutely love it, but it was a 4-star solid book that has been more talked about in these months for a reason. It's really innovative. And the writing is not necessarily my favorite one, but the story and the plot is so interesting that I will finish it, I will continue on. And basically in the first book you follow Senlin. The series is called Senlin Ascending or something like that. The first book, basically Senlin has recently got married and they go on a honeymoon to the Tower of Babel, which is basically this huge tower. It's so tall that you cannot even like see the end because it's in the clouds, and each level of the tower has their own government, its own system, society, and each one is different from another. So basically each level of the tower it's its own war. So they decide to go there for their honeymoon, but when they are outside in the market outside the tower, the wife gets lost, and so they decided that in the case of someone of them getting lost, they would meet at the third floor of the tower. So he decided, let's go in and see if she's there, so I'm gonna meet her there. But they say that whoever gets in the tower never gets out. So he gets in and he's actually sucked in this tower and he's looking for his wife. It's really interesting because, as I said, each level of the tower has its own story and its own world, and it's crazy. Like, this guy is a kind of a genius, so I am looking forward, even if the writing is not my cup of tea. It's still something that's really interesting me and I wanted to continue on, and I like the covers, I like the series. It's a series that deserves shelf space as far as I'm concerned, so here I am buying it. Oh, these are, no, these are horrible. Let me see if I can do it. Why? Thank God it's a library copy, so it still has the library cover, so it won't get ruined in any way. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kevin Maniscalco. Oh, actually, picture of people inside. I'm not gonna show you guys because I think it's like by mistake someone left their pics inside here. Have a look later, just, you know, it's not my fault, they just left their pics in here. It's a bunch of people, nothing scandalous or anything, but it's still funny. And yeah, this is historical fiction / fantasy book. It's about this girl that lives at the time of Jack the Ripper, and she once kind of worked for the medical examiner, and she gets sucked in the mystery of Jack the Ripper, who Jack the Ripper is. I've heard great things. Sounds like right up my alley, and it's a beautiful book. It's pretty popular, I'm sure you've heard about this, and it's my turn to read it and see if I love it. Okay, see this one. This also comes actually inside like a plastic thing, which fine by me. It's actually proper packaging for a new book. That's how you make sure it doesn't get ruined. And this is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This will be in all over BookTube, so I'm sure you know what it's about, but it's a fantasy book taking place in Russia. And I heard it's really atmospheric, and basically it's about this girl that lives in the woods with her family, and she can see the spirits of the house, and there is a dark magic coming, so she kind of perceives these things. I heard this book is kind of slow, but it's more atmospheric and character driven, and it's just beautifully written. So it sounds something that I might enjoy. I think the trilogy is all out now, so if I enjoy this I can binge read them. I usually don't do that unless I really love the books, but hopefully this is one of them. Yeah, how I can open it without...
One eternity later.
Yes. Fight Club by Czech Palahniuk. I've watched the movie many years ago, liked the movie. I've read other things by him, didn't like those, but I have come across like a page with quotes from this book, and I loved all of them, and I thought it's time for me to buy and read it because I'm sure I love it, and it's really short, and yes, now it's in my hands. And I was trying to find a beautiful edition, but there aren't. Publishers, what are you doing? Okay, last two! Okay, I bought this actually used from Thrift Book, but it's beautiful. Look. I don't know anything about this. It was quite cheap, it's quite in good conditions, and it's like a middle grade graphic novel. And about this mainly for the drawing. I'll tell you what it's about once I read it. Looks fabulous. Please open. Okay. I didn't notice that and didn't open it. But let me see. It's a kind of like review or something. Oh, okay. Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. Really popular fantasy series. So short. It's about this bunch of kids that they all have been to magical lands and now they are coming back to the real world and how they deal with it. I think every book deals with one kid, especially because it's so short. It would make sense. Heard amazing things. Cannot wait. These are bloody expensive and they're just hardcover versions, so it better be worth it. And the last one of the packaging should have been one more, but it's not here, and it's disappointing. Oh, okay. I bought this used, I guess, right? Because there is a huge scratch, which is not okay if it's a new book. I don't remember. I think it's not. Look at the art though. I lied. This is an Italian book, so that was not the only Italian book I show you. This is by Barbara Canepa and Anna Merli. I found this on Amazon UK, so, but it is in Italian, so I'm really glad I can read this. Yeah, I can read this. If you're wondering, because I'm Italian, so that's why I can read it. But yeah, I think I bought this used, right? Because the scratches are not okay. Middle grade series, and it's about this girl who is a ghost or something like that. I have no idea. I will read this really quickly and I will let you know. And I'm sorry if there's no translation, but maybe there is. I don't think so though. But then in that case, I guess lucky me, and I'm sorry. I had no idea this was an Italian one. I was so lucky. I could have been in any language and I would not have been able to read it unless it was in Italian or English. So, go me. Books that I'm gonna show you should have been 3 books. So I need to contact Book Depository. And these are The Diviners by Libba Bray. And I've got here the 3rd one, Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. This is book number 3. I ordered book number 2, came in a different size. Sent it back, got a refund, ordered it again with My Crime and Punishment actually book, but the book never came. A paranormal historical fiction series, takes place in New York before World War One. Follow a bunch of characters that all have some kind of paranormal ability. Some can heal people, some can see ghosts and the future or the past, and so on. And I love the series. It's really well written. I did listen to the first 2 books on audiobook, but although I love the audiobook and she's really good, woman telling the stories, she's amazing. She sings, she does different voices. The audiobook are really good, but I found myself like losing pieces and like bits here and there, and I think I want to give all my attention to the series, so I decided to buy in a book format, and I found the Australian versions, and come on, they're amazing and they match. I gave probably all books 4.75 or like 4.5, and I guess if I read them in book format I would give it a 5 stars. So definitely one of the series that I'm most looking forward. Love the characters, love everything about it. Yeah, the mysteries are not the biggest, like most well-crafted thing. I mean, they're pretty obvious sometimes, but I don't care. I'm there for the characters, so whatever. Quick update, guys. It just arrived in the mail literally the day after I filmed my book haul. So now my 3 books. I've got all 3 of them and it looks amazing and it matches. So yeah, I'm really happy. Oh, that was a long one, wasn't it? If you're new, I would love for you to subscribe, so hit the button down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Ciao!